Yo, 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 yo. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's the deal? What's the deal? Peace and love. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. It's another week. It's another Monday. We are back. We are still here. We are still here. We are still going strong. Week 67 underway. Episode 329. Tomorrow, episode 330. Just 71 episodes away from our next milestone episode 400. 400 episodes is crazy. I'm just really grateful that I can do this. I have the means to do the show. This is something that is part of my life mission, right? And so it's not about money, it's not about clout, it's not about views, it ain't about anything like that. It's simply about executing on my vision, fulfilling my purpose, right? And all of that good stuff, man. We're going to pull up the other outlets so we can go live on all of our platforms. I don't know why that is so loud on TikTok. TikTok be crazy. Hold on one second. Let's get this thing going over here. SRDaily, episode 329. Swipe the lens over here. Boom, back. Happy Monday, guys. What's the deal? And we are live there, and we are going live here. And it's lit, it's lit, it's lit. What's the deal? What's the deal? What's going on? Rise and shine, rise and shine. Good foundation. Rise and shine. Peace and love. Happy Monday. Happy miraculous Monday, man. It is a miracle that we are still here. It is a miracle that we have life. Like, if you understand the complexities of the human makeup, right? Of what it takes to be human. Um, we are miracles itself. We are walking miracles, man. And some of us more than others have overcome insurmountable or seemingly insurmountable odds, man, to just be here, right? Mental challenges, physical challenges, financial challenges, all types of hardship, man. So on this Monday, as we begin the new work week, the new school week, we like to identify the miracle and acknowledge the miracle, which is you, which is me, which is us, which is the position that we are in. A lot of us are in positions that we once prayed to be in, whether as parents, whether as spouses, whether as entrepreneurs, whether as employees, employers, whatever the case may be, as athletes, right? Our health, we prayed to be in this position, and we are here. Like, I prayed for an opportunity, literally, to produce and host my own talk show. And regardless of how it happened, it's happening. And we're on episode 329. We are 329 episodes in to me producing and hosting my own talk show. Consistency, dedication, determination, discipline, doing it when I don't feel like it, doing it when I'm a little behind. That's the miracle itself. Cora Christina, what's going on, sister? Peace and love. Thanks for tuning in on the IG. Sefu Sanko for peace and love. Happy Monumental Monday. Tuning in from East New York, Brooklyn. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Happy Monumental Monday. Brother Good Foundation said, rise and shine. My love, Mona Love said, happy, magical, miraculous, and mother loving Monday. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And let's get the thing started. Once again, I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Marshall. This is SR Daily, episode 329. SR Daily is where personality meets enlightenment. We do the show Mondays through Fridays, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. right here on these same exact platforms. Got a lot of things happening this week, man. Got a lot going on, a lot of meetings as we come out of my birthday week, right? Still in the celebration mode. Had a beautiful celebratory weekend. My love surprised me and took me to see Cat Williams in New Jersey at the Prudential Center Friday night. That was super dope. If you know me, you know I love comedy. I really, really, really love comedy. I've been to a bunch of small independent comedy shows over the years. I haven't been to a big one where there's thousands and thousands of people. But I went Friday. She took me to New Jersey to the Prudential Center, and Cat Williams performed. It was his show, his Heaven on Earth tour. Monique was hosting. Monique did a great job hosting. First time seeing all of them live, right? Tommy Davidson performed. They brought him out. They brought Mark Curry out. They had another brother. They brought Melanie Camacho out. She's pretty dope. I did see her live, I think somewhere in the city somewhere, Comedy Central or Comedy Cellar. I saw her a couple of years back. But yeah, that was incredible. That was birthday celebration, and then Saturday going down to Philly, spent a few hours with my children. That was super dope, man. Went to the Philadelphia Museum of Art, where I was able to take in some art. That's one of my favorite hobbies, I guess, is to visit art museums and to explore art, right? To take in art, to observe art. Art is life. Art is beautiful. It is always a blessing and a beautiful opportunity when you can view something that was once just a thought in somebody's mind, right? When you can view and experience for yourself what was once just a thought in somebody else's mind, right? These art pieces were once just thoughts in somebody's mind and not even complete thoughts. It started as one thing and turned into something else. And when we can experience that, is absolutely incredible. And so, yeah, we had a great time. My lady and I, my fiance and I, all right, my lady, my fiance and I, my children had an incredible time in Philadelphia, ate some food. Shout out to Organics Love Tree. They were able to make us some of the Stillmatic sandwiches, take down, share with my children, mac and cheese, share with the family. And it's been a beautiful time. But we're coming out of that. We are beginning to refocus and lock in on some things. We got a bunch of things happening in the next few weeks, right? That we got to take care of this week, right? Today, tomorrow, follow up, send some emails. We're going to start really pushing out my business plan, really making my services public. Really go get this money. I need $100,000 to really first year get the thing up and running. It sounds crazy even saying it because but this is what it is, right? I need $100K to get the business up and running in the first year, right? Website development, updates, some marketing materials, right? I need to hire a person to really help build some things, personal assistant. All right, I need to get some things in order. So we're gonna figure out how to go get that money. All right, we've never went and got $100,000 from anywhere. We have gotten grants for over $100,000, but we've never went and got $100,000 for any project. Right? We're gonna go do it. I believe we could do it. I believe in myself. I believe in the vision. I believe in the people. I believe in Creator who gave me the vision. Right? Creator which gave me the vision and gave me this energy. And so we're gonna get 100K. All right, we're gonna get 100K. Haven't done it yet, but now is the time. And I'm gonna need all of you who love me and support me to share, right? To share what I start pushing out, right? And to think with me. Think through this thing with me, right? This is like what I'm building is for us. It's not for me to, I want to say we built this thing. We did this. And so I'm gonna need all the support. I'm gonna need all the love. Like I said, we need 100K. Got the business plan, got the budget. I need to just figure out some ROI stuff, return on investment things for investors. I believe that we can crowdfund a good portion of it, right? It was suggested that we crowdfund like 20% of it, get the rest of it, and I believe we could do that. And so that's what's happening. Those are some updates. We're gonna roll right along. We're gonna talk about that more, but let's get to the show. And we're gonna start with our first segment of the day. Today's first segment, our word of the day to start this rainy Monday here in New York City. Word of the day is righteous. Righteous. That is our word for today. Righteous is defined as morally right or justifiable, virtuous, really good, acting in accordance with what is right and just. Let me read that one more time. Today's word of the day is righteous, morally right or justifiable, virtuous, really good, acting in accordance with what is right and just. It seems that humans have abandoned righteousness. It seems that we have abandoned the obligation to be and to live righteously. We turn our blind eye to things. We commit heinous acts, right? We exploit people. We manipulate each other. We abuse each other. We abuse ourselves. Again, myself included, many times, right? We violate the so-called covenant between us and spirit, us and source energy. And it's a journey, so it's not the end of the world, obviously, but I think we got to get back to righteousness. What does it mean to be righteous? What does it mean to be right? What does it mean to live in accordance with what is right and what is just, right? I think there are religions who can give a blueprint. There are spiritual systems or schools of thought who can give a blueprint, who can give some tips, some tools, some insight into what that means. Ultimately, I think it is, and I can't even say it's following your heart, because if your heart is hurt, if your heart has been hardened, you following your heart may not be the best thing to do, right? It may not be the best thing to do to just follow your heart. But I think it is clearing out the clutter, setting into yourself examining who you are, what you want, what type of life you want to live, what type of world you want to live in, right? From a place that is not of hurt, but a place that is healed, a place that is whole, and then living in accordance with that. Living in accordance with what is right and just, right? Which is to not harm, right? To not mislead, to not manipulate, to not, right? Like all of those things, those are parts of what it means to be righteous, right? Or to be virtuous, right? I like the word virtuous. I like virtue. But that's our word of the day, man. Righteous, right? Like let's live righteously, man. Right? Let's do what is right and just. It doesn't mean being quote unquote flawless. It doesn't mean not messing up. It doesn't mean not having things that you want to work on and develop. That's not what living righteous means. Living righteous means when you out in public and you see the old lady being yelled at or being abused, you step in and you figure out what's going on and you address the situation. Being righteous is when you see the young people on the train or the young people on the bus or the young people in the hood not in school and like living in a way that is detrimental to themselves, that can bring embarrassment to their families potentially, right? Saying something. You can't control everyone, and you may not want to put yourself in danger, but you can say something. And it's about figuring out how to say that thing. Because to a bunch of young people, you might not want to tell them what to do. You might want to say, hey, what's going on? And just maybe strike up a conversation. Right? But that is what's righteous, right? If you are in the streets and you are living an illegal lifestyle, right? Making sure, right, with some of that illegal money, you are taking care of people in your neighborhood. You're making sure elders, as much as possible, right, are safe. You're making sure the young people are educated. You're making sure all of those things. That's in part what I think it means to live righteously, right? And you could do none of that stuff and still live righteously if you cause no harm, you commit no murder, you don't fornicate with anyone's wife, right, or husband, right? That's righteous living. We're gonna move right along to our second segment of the day. Second segment. Tomike, what's going on, my brother? What's going on? Thank you so much. Definitely enjoying the B-Day festivities, man. Yeah, we're gonna move right along to our second segment of the day. Second segment, needs from the news of the day. Pretty freaking sad news. I don't know if y'all heard of the woman, the black woman, the sister, the mother, and grandmother who was killed by her husband on an overnight conjugal visit in a California prison. Holy cow, tragic. And I have so many questions that I've read a bunch of different articles this morning, and I've seen some stuff on social media in recent days. That's how I found out about it. But I got so many questions, like, did they meet in prison? Like, did she meet him in prison, married him, and like, that's crazy. But we're gonna read, because at no point do they don't allude to the guy being her children's father, or like they were together for a long time. But let's pull up this article. Let's read this article. Woman killed. Hold on one second. We got to X out something over here. Close this. All right. Woman reportedly killed during conjugal visit with husband serving life in prison. Now her family is looking for answers. Stephanie Brinson is being remembered by family as the most giving, kind-hearted person. A California small business owner is being remembered by family as the most giving, kind-hearted person after she was allegedly killed by her husband, who was serving life in prison during a conjugal visit in November 2024. The Amador County Sheriff's Office confirmed to the Los Angeles Times this week that David Brinson, 54, is suspected of killing his wife, Stephanie Brinson, 62, at Mule Creek State Prison in Lone, California. David initially contacted authorities on November 13th and told them his wife passed out around 2 a.m., according to a statement from the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. The statement said the victim was pronounced dead at 2:51 a.m. following attempts to revive her. Holy cow. Sheriff Gary Redmond told the Sacramento Bee that Stephanie's cause of death was determined to be strangulation. Her husband had been serving a life sentence in prison without the possibility of parole, the CDCR told the Bee. The Times reported that David was serving 4 consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole, according to the Times. He was convicted of, without the possibility of parole. According to the Times, he was convicted of killing 4 men during a 1990 robbery and is now being held at the California healthcare facility in Stockton over 30 years after being sentenced in 1994. Amador County District Attorney Todd Reeb told both the Bee and the Times that the alleged November crime took place at the prison during a conjugal visit. He added that David is a suspect and that there are no other suspects in the investigation. The DA's office has not filed charges against David, as Reeb told the Times that he had yet to receive reports from Mule Creek as of Wednesday, March 19th. The Amador County District Attorney's Office and the ACSO did not immediately respond to people's requests for more information on Friday, March 21st. According to the CDR's website, some inmates are eligible for family visits, which it defines as visits that occur in private, apartment-like facilities on prison grounds and last approximately 30 to 40 hours. Those on death row with convictions for sex offense in the reception centers process or under disciplinary restrictions are not allowed to have family visits. In a statement to People, the CDCR said the family visits are a privilege and incarcerated persons must apply and meet strict eligibility criteria to be approved. Only those who demonstrate sustained good behavior and meet specific program requirements are considered. These visits are designed to support positive family connections and successful rehabilitation. Stephanie's family has since opened up to NBC affiliate KCRA, telling the outlet that Stevie, as close friends knew her, was a hairstylist and a small business owner. Her mother, Ovetta Wilson, called her the glue that held the family together. And her son, Armand Torres, added that the family was devastated by the loss. The outlet identified her as Stephanie Dowles, while the Bee identified her as Stephanie Diane Brinson. How could they just let this happen? I just don't get it, Torres said, following the news that the Amador County coroner reportedly determined she was strangled. Daughter-in-law Natalie Jimenez added that Stephanie and her husband would, quote-unquote, read the Bible together, adding that he was in school while in prison since she was, quote-unquote, pushing him to be this better person. My mom was just left alone, and she called for help, I'm sure, and there's nothing she could do, Torres said. Given the history that this guy has, we kind of wanted to know how is it even possible for them to be unsupervised, he added. The death remains, quote-unquote, under investigation as of this week, the CDCR said in a statement. Yo, that's brutal. And I haven't read the comments on here, but as I'm reading the comments, first comment, family wants answers. Seriously? Mom married a convicted murderer. He kills her. What don't you understand? People are so heartless. This is what I'm talking about. People are so heartless. I don't believe convicted felons should be allowed conjugal visits at all. Terrible. Yeah, these are people who will probably have nobody in prison, probably have never been incarcerated. But yeah, that's terrible. Absolutely terrible, 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 terrible. Sending love and blessings to this sister's family, her children, her mom, her grandchildren, praying for her spirit. All right. Absolutely brutal. Absolutely devastating. Two questions I had was, did she meet him in prison? Right? Like, that's one question. Did she meet him in prison? Or how long into, like, yeah, because it doesn't say that her children are his children. So I'm assuming they met maybe, before he went to prison. I don't know. It's confusing. I really want to find out. And then the second question that I have, and it could be maybe a little insensitive to some, but one thing we know that there are people who like to be choked during sex. We know that. We know that there are women who like to be choked, and there are women who say, choke me harder. That happens. There are women who like to be choked during intercourse, and there are women who say, choke me harder during intercourse. There are women who say, choke me harder. And so the question is, was it part of their play that maybe went too far, right? Part of the exploration of their intercourse that maybe went too far? That's a legit question I have, right? That obviously can't be answered here or by you guys, but just something I wanted to put out there, right? Something I wanted to mention, man, what was on my mind. But yeah, this is a tragedy. I'm very sorry. I obviously believe that, as the article said, there are people in prison who have to display steady good behavior. They have to meet certain criteria before they can get conjugal visits. Clearly, he met those criteria. He met that criteria. He had a conjugal visits. That was his wife. He should be allowed to have conjugal visits. It can be argued that with the nature of what he was incarcerated for, the quadruple murders, maybe they should not be unsupervised, right? Maybe there should be someone right outside the door or someone right there in the. I don't know. I that's really tough. Because he's still human, right? Still human. So yeah, it's tough, man. It's very tough. It's very tough. It's very tough. Nori Voss, what's going on? The president of America is a convicted felon. Oh man. Yeah, it's very tough, man. But yeah, man. Sexual. Yeah, that's what my love says. Sexual asphyxiation. It happens, man. Like people like to be choked. And it can go too far, right? Like it can happen. And so I will hope that that's what happened, as tragic as that is still. I will hope that that's what happened and not that he blatantly killed her, not that he blatantly strangled his wife. I would like to believe that that's what happened, right? That his 4 murders was not indicative of him still being a murderer and still, going to murder his wife. I would like to believe that they were having sex, they were having intercourse, and she wanted to be choked. He liked to choke her, and things got a little carried away, right? That's what I would like to think until I'm proven different. Because thinking the other thing, you can't prove that he intentionally killed her, so why would you think that? Again, these are people who have certain predispositions when it comes to black men, specifically black men in prison. Yeah. Somebody said, yes, but there's a difference between constricting airflow and strangulation. There is a difference. But if you die from being choked, right? Like, yeah, again, we don't know. I don't know. The medical examiner can say strangulation just because, like, doesn't. And again, it can happen. People can be choked to death. That happens, right? That happens. And why does it matter for a woman who was in love with someone that the person she married is a felon? Exactly, like why they bring it up. I mean, we know why they bring it up, because it's a black man and they want to smear his name and paint the picture that he did this intentionally. It's just really tough, man. It's really tough. It's really, really, really tough. Fool said she sacrificed her life for him and he took her life. Yeah, man, it's tough. But let's move right along to our third segment of the day. Our third segment today. Ironically, as we're talking about choking and asphyxiation and breathing, today's tip of the day, our third segment, is always the tip of the day, and today's tip is remember to breathe. That's the tip for you all. Tip for myself, remember to breathe. Breathing is essential to living. Gym Nation, what's going on? Peace and love, peace and love. Breathing is essential to living. Most people, at least in America, I mean really throughout the world, but at least in America, do not breathe properly. We are not taught how to breathe properly. We are not shown how to breathe properly. And so a lot of us suffer from shortness of breath. A lot of us suffer from shortness of breath, right? And lack of proper breathing can potentially lead to so many ailments, including lack of oxygen to the brain, which can create a lack of clear thought and focus. And we're going to read a few other dangers of improper breathing, right? Again, reduced oxygen intake, which, fatigue, dizziness, and serious conditions like respiratory failure, anxiety, and panic attacks. I understand that anxiety is real. Yes, diaphragmatic breathing. Absolutely. That's how you're supposed to breathe. In through your nose, from your diaphragm, your abdomen, filling it up with oxygen, with air. Absolutely. Right? But I believe that, and I've experienced anxiety before, but I believe that people who experience chronic anxiety and panic attacks, they're not breathing properly. Because you can have something can come on, right? You can experience something and then proper breathing. Like proper breathing is the ancient like healing method, man. It's like one of the simplest things you can do, which is also the most challenging, right? Things that are simple are also challenging, but it's one of the simplest things that you can do to help yourself heal or stay healthy, right? There are people who have reversed illnesses. Yes, there are other lifestyle changes, but proper breathing is big. If breath is life, right? The more in control of your breath you are, the more in control of your life you are. It just makes sense, right? So remember to breathe. Remember to breathe properly. Remember to breathe through your nose, slowly as much as you can, intentionally, consciously, until it becomes a habit, right? Be aware of your breath. And as much as you can, fill that abdomen. Let us move right along to our fourth and final segment of the day. Today's fourth segment, always our build of the day, and I want to talk about something. So I saw my childhood friend Randy on the train this morning, right? I hadn't seen Randy in about a year or two. One of my best friends, growing up, played basketball together in a team program together. Incredible guy, man. Incredible, brilliant brother, man. Dedicated black man. Does a lot of great work around our community, young people in the court system, right? Making sure they have other outlets and other resources to not get caught up or to not remain caught up in the criminal justice system. So very good dude, doing very important work. And we're going to figure out how to continue to enhance his work and the progress. He was mentioning to me, a few months ago, that last year, actually, during the Vegan Festival time, that matter of fact, I think I seen him last year at the Vegan Festival. Yeah, I seen him in Queensbridge. He was in Queensbridge last year. He stopped by the Vegan Festival towards the end, and he was upset or bothered that I didn't let him know about it, because he was like, we could have had a table out here sharing resources with the community. Like, absolutely. So I'll follow up with him for this year's Vegan Festival, bring the table out, share some information about what's going on. But anyway, talking to my boy on the train, we're like, I'm just leaving my lady crib. It was like, oh, snap, my fiance. Right. And so the build is the time that it takes to sometimes adjust to a new role or a new title. It takes time. And I think patience is key with yourself and patience with others, right, who may be adjusting to your new role or your new title. Patience from your partner, right? She's my fiance. I'm marrying this woman, but I literally was like, oh, snap. Like, yeah, it's not just my lady anymore. She's my fiance. All right. But we are human. We do get caught up in a habit, right? Language is habit. Addressing someone as something is a habit, and it takes time to get to make the adjustment. All right. So it's like, yeah, she's my fiance, and it's very exciting, and I look forward to making her my wife. But it still takes some getting used to. All right. Yeah, definitely caught myself saying, coming from my lady crib, like, oh snap, my fiance. Whew, when is the Vegan Festival this year? Vegan Fest is always the Saturday before Labor Day. So this year, I think it is August 30th is the last Saturday in August, and the Saturday before Labor Day. Labor Day is that first Monday of September. It changes. So whatever that Saturday before that is, right? Because Vegan Festival has been in August and it's been in September, right? It's been September 2nd, September 3rd. It's been August 2nd. August 2nd, August 29th, and August 30th, right? We've had 4 so far. 2 have been in August, 2 have been in September. This year is also in August. So mark your calendar, free vegan food, free entertainment, free activities. You're going to see what activities we have this year. We've had massage in the past, face massage, back massage. We've had yoga, comedic yoga, sunset yoga. We've had cold towel face massage. We've had all type of things. We had a comedy show. We've had a sound bath. We've had a live band. We've had dancers. We've had dance contests. We've had so many things in the last 4 years. Last year, doing it on a block for the first time, making it more of a block party style was great. Young people from the neighborhood was more involved as opposed to coming across the street to the park. So yeah, we're going to do it again this year, year 5. It's the 5th year, right, that we're doing this free vegan festival in Queensbridge for the community. And yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, that's our build of the day, guys. It takes time to make adjustments. It takes time and some getting used to, it takes time to get used to the adjustments, right? But yeah, that's the show, guys. Happy Monday, man. Happy Monday. Make it a great week, right? Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Know that you are loved, cherished, sacred, and adored. Know that anything you want to make happen, you can make happen as long as you are committed to the process, as long as you're committed to the vision, as long as you make certain sacrifices that are necessary to elevate, to move forward, whether that's sacrificing, relationships with some people, whether that's sacrificing old habits and relationships with your old self, right? It could be anything, right? But in order to elevate, in order to ascend, in order to grow, you got to make some adjustments. And listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. We are back here tomorrow, same time, same place, SRDaily, 9 a.m. to 9 a.m., Monday through Friday. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Instagram Live, and TikTok Live. Once again, I'm your boy, your host, Sean Sugar Marston. SRDaily is a personality meets enlightenment. Today is episode 329. Tomorrow's episode 330. We are quickly approaching the halfway point, episode 350, which is halfway to episode 400, our next milestone episode. And I'm just excited to continue being on the journey with you guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Stay strong. Stay focused. If you're in New York City or in the East Coast and it's raining, stay dry. Bring your umbrella with you. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember, it ain't getting knocked down. That's the problem. It's staying down. So get up. Power is in you. As always, be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Appreciate you guys. Peace and love.